microphone that Pusha T used during the show. It had his autograph on it. That was like a really, really big Clips fan. I used to pretend I was performing all the Clips songs in my basement with the mic, and then I performed with it so much that I rubbed the autograph off. At the time, it meant the world to me. I'm gonna regret even telling this story. I'm gonna regret even telling this story.
I study rap battles for a living.
Gotta ask, what do you think about Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, getting Record of the Year?
I don't care nothing about that.
No.
That ain't got nothing to do with me. All the best to him, man.
Okay, cool.
I don't do that bullshit.
I feel you, man. I feel you.
Yo, shout out to all the 12-year-olds in the building. What's up?
I love when artists grit their teeth.
You created this massive cultural award-winning anthem out of a battle rap song.
My intent from day one was to always keep the nature of it as a sport. I think a lot of people was putting rap to the back, and you didn't see that grit, you didn't see that bite anymore.
I study rap battles for a living.
Would you ever get in there?
No.
How much? What's the bag to get you in there?
What's the bag?
Yeah.
Who do you want? Oh, I don't know even know.
Eddie, we.
Who do you want me to fight?
Oh, I know who I want you to fight.
Nah, I wouldn't do that. If we're fighting, we'll fight at Hino's gym or something like behind closed garage doors.
Yeah.
Behind closed garage doors.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we jump into the video, let me clear something up. At one point, I say Drake is subpoenaing Rock Nation, Kendrick Lamar, and more. To clarify, this isn't Drake firing off subpoenas just yet. What he filed is something called initial disclosures. In every lawsuit, both sides have to hand the judge a list of people or companies who A, might have important info, and B, could be used later to help prove their case. That's what Drake is doing here. He's telling the court and UMG, here's everyone who might have knowledge, and I might call on them later. It doesn't mean action has started against them, it just means they're on his radar. And this list, insane. It names the NFL, YouTube, Rock Nation, Apple, and even people tied to Kendrick, like Kendrick himself, Dave Free, Anthony Salek, PG Lang, and more. Basically, anyone who might have touched this situation is listed as a possible witness. So Drake isn't demanding anything yet, but he's letting the court know these names could become key if he decides to subpoena or bring them to testify. That's the correction I wanted to make before diving in.
I study rap battles for a living.
Now with that out the way, let's talk about what this really means. Just like my Quentin Miller breakdown, this case is already wild. Drake's lawsuit doesn't just target UMG, it circles around half the music industry. He's put Kendrick Lamar, Rock Nation, the NFL, and more in the same orbit, basically saying any of you could end up involved. So let's unpack how the Toronto Tough Talker put a target on the so-called tiny Tupac twins and added some of the biggest names in entertainment to his legal chessboard. Let's break it all down. Hit that like and subscribe button and let's get into it. The Degrassi Degenerate has recently demanded UMG hand over any communication or documents tied to allegations of Kendrick Lamar committing assault, and even conversations UMG may have had about Kendrick, Dave Free, and Kendrick's children.
Yo, shout out to all the 12-year-olds in the building. What's up?
And just when you thought it couldn't get wilder, it did. Drake dropped two massive court filings, each over 100 pages, where he's not just asking UMG for documents, he's dragging in Kendrick Lamar, Rock Nation, the NFL, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and Billboard. It feels like he's trying to subpoena the entire industry, maybe everyone except himself and DJ Academics.
I don't care nothing about that. That ain't got nothing to do with me. All the best to him, man.
Now, let's clear this up. What exactly is a subpoena? It's a legal order requiring someone to turn over evidence or show up to testify. You can't ignore it. And Drake, he's aiming subpoenas at nearly everyone he thinks had a hand in pushing and promoting Not Like Us, the track that flipped into a cultural moment at his expense. That means Kendrick, Rock Nation, PG Lang, Dave Free, basically the entire system behind that record. To put it short, Drake just declared war not only on UMG, but on the whole machine he believes powered Not Like Us into the monster it became. In the first filing, Drake lists a wave of subpoenas, focusing a lot of attention on Josh Kaplan. Why? Because Drake believes Kaplan helped secretly promote Not Like Us. And of course, he's also targeting Spotify, Apple Music, TikTok, YouTube, the NFL, Billboard, and more. trying to dig up emails, texts, and documents that could show UMG used bots, influencers, and shady tactics to spread the track and push damaging rumors about him. The second document reveals Kaplan has been dodging Drake's team for weeks. They've tried to serve him subpoenas, but couldn't track him down. Now they're asking the judge for permission to serve him by email or other shortcuts. If granted, this could expose insane information, because Drake's suing almost the entire industry for anything tied to the promotion and success of Not Like Us. To understand how messy this gets, let's rewind to June. DJ Academics went to Kendrick Lamar's GNX show and got pressed by Dave Free and Anthony Saleh. They questioned why his Twitter account posted vile things about Kendrick and TDE. But more importantly, Ake revealed that Anthony Saleh told him Drake had been moving like a mob boss, sending voice notes, threatening, and talking wild even before the beef fully erupted. That's key, because if you remember, Drake was practically begging Kendrick to drop a diss track. So how do you go from begging for smoke to suing the label that published it? The contradiction is wild.
I have a lot of respect for, the other two guys that I'm constantly, up against, which is like Cole and Kendrick.
Three-headed monster.
Yeah.
Anthony Saleh, by the way, is Canadian and has history with Drake. He used to work with Future, and of course Drake and Future were tight collaborators. Drake even doxed Saleh on Instagram before Kendrick dropped his diss. That shows just how personal and dangerous this feud has become. Academics recalled Drake's energy before any lawsuit even started. He said Anthony Saleh told him, "You should have heard Drake before we whooped his butt. He was talking crazy, like a mob boss." According to Saleh, Drake was sending voice notes saying things like, "I'm gonna done you. You guys are washed. You think you can finish me?" So just remember, Drake was talking wild before Kendrick even dropped his diss. Fast forward a year and a half later, and now he's firing subpoenas across the entire industry. Jay-Z, Kendrick, Anthony Saleh, the Mob Boss Act has shifted from the mic to the courtroom. And here's where it gets real. One of Drake's lawyers, M. Annie Hutton Larson, wrote a letter to the judge requesting permission to subpoena Josh Kaplan. Kaplan, also known as Joshua Delaney, is someone Drake believes played a key role in promoting Not Like Us. The issue, Kaplan has been dodging them. On March 24th, 2025, both Drake and UMG exchanged their first round of information. On June 2nd, Drake updated his disclosures. His team then hired a process service company to deliver the subpoena to Kaplan, but every attempt failed. They even hired a professional investigation firm to track him down. By July 29th, they resorted to email. It didn't bounce back, but Kaplan never replied. They found his name on 2 lawsuits, tried calling a listed phone number, but no one answered and the voicemail wasn't clear. After 2 months and thousands of dollars spent, Kaplan still hasn't responded. That's why Drake's team is now asking the judge to allow alternate service methods, like email, to finally drag Kaplan into this case. And if that happens, some serious industry secrets could come spilling out. We still don't know exactly where Josh Kaplan works, and this is where things get crazy. Exhibit 1 is Drake's updated list of over 30 people and companies who he believes hold key information about the so-called grand conspiracy to defame him with Not Like Us. So here's how this works. Drake's team makes it clear this list is based on what they know now, but it can change. Just because a name is listed doesn't mean Drake's locking himself into any one position. It simply means these people might have relevant information. Basically, he's keeping his options open while making sure the court knows who could be important later. Now, the list itself is long and wild. Each entry includes a name, job title, contact info, and why they're connected to the case. First, Drake lists himself and UMG. They're both involved in all aspects of the lawsuit. Then comes Ramon Alvarez, EVP and head of digital marketing at Interscope, accused of using covert tactics to push defamatory material, meaning Not Like Us, its cover art, and its video. Next, Kojo Menosomo, a longtime industry figure now working directly with Kendrick Lamar. Allegedly, Kojo was behind recruiting influencers and reactors for the Not Like Us video, and even helped whitelist the song so creators could react without copyright strikes. Drake claims he's already spent $75,000 trying to subpoena Kojo. Jordan Bell, Steve Berman, Anthony Butcher, Tiffany Bullock, the list keeps growing. Drake isn't just targeting Kendrick's camp, he's pointing fingers at Interscope executives, marketing managers, even social media coordinators. His argument, this wasn't organic, it was a coordinated machine. And it doesn't stop at people. The list of corporations is insane. Amazon, Apple, Audiomack, Billboard, Complex, Deezer, Fox, Instagram, Napster, the Grammys, the NFL, PG Lang, Penske Media, Rock Nation, SiriusXM, SoundCloud, Spotify, TikTok, Twitch, Vivo, YouTube. Basically, every platform that touched the record. Drake claims they all played a role in licensing, boosting, or promoting Not Like Us, and because of that, they could all be dragged into court. So what's Drake really asking for? Damages, and lots of them. Defamation is the core claim. He argues UMG published and promoted a track full of false, harmful statements about him. And here's the thing, legally, he doesn't need to prove he lost money if it's defamation per se, meaning the statements are so damaging on face value, then harm is assumed. That's why he's asking for nominal damages, symbolic money to prove wrongdoing, compensatory damages, real money for real harm, punitive damages, extra money to punish UMG, legal fees, interest, plus general, actual, special, and consequential damages. In other words, he wants every dollar the court will allow. But here's the twist. Lucian Grange, UMG's CEO, admitted in a letter that UMG owns a massive portion of Drake's publishing and catalog. Back in 2022, Drake signed a $400 million deal with them. By 2025, it's time to renegotiate. Drake's claim? They sabotaged him with Not Like Us so they could lowball him when it's time to re-up. And UMG's defense, they say the opposite. They argue, why would we tank Drake? We own his catalog. We profit from his success. It makes no sense. They'll also highlight how Drake signed the Protect Black Art petition, saying lyrics shouldn't be used in court, yet here he is suing over lyrics. They're also prepared to bring up Drake's past rumors, his connection to Baka Not Nice, and long circulating controversies. Their strategy, show that Kendrick's bars weren't new defamation, just exaggerations of what was already out there. And then comes Josh Kaplan again, the ghost in the machine. Drake's team has chased him to 6 addresses, from Miami to New Jersey. Landlords, family homes, fake business addresses. Nothing worked. Kaplan remains untraceable. To Drake, that makes him even more suspicious. If Kaplan talks, this whole case could flip. So where does this leave us? Drake has essentially declared war on UMG, Kendrick, Rock Nation, the NFL, Apple, Spotify, TikTok, YouTube, you name it. Over 40 people and corporations could be dragged into court. And this is all before the judge has even decided if the case goes forward. If it does, we could see the inner workings of the music industry, contracts, marketing strategies, backroom deals, dragged into the public. This isn't just about one diss track anymore. It's about control, legacy, and hundreds of millions tied to Drake's catalog. Bottom line, Drake isn't just fighting Kendrick in music anymore, he's fighting the entire system in court. If he wins, it sets a new precedent for how far rap beefs can spill into the legal system. If he loses, he might look weaker than ever, with his $400 million deal hanging by a thread. Either way, this case could expose more secrets than any diss track ever could. So buckle up, this fight is only getting started. Drop your thoughts in the comments and I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you on the next one.
I study rap battles for a living.